Ooh. Second one, Wednesday the 17th of January. Have I managed to do a model a day? Let's see what we've done, shall we? So, at the end of the last video, I was starting this, and here he is. This is the Tyrannosaurus. Did he saurus? Yes, he did. And yes, he came out right in the end. So these come like that. So the idea is that they're like this for, I don't know, I think it's for another game, I'm not sure. And then for battlegrounds, yeah, these, and you've got your little arrows to show your front. So you just put them on there, and they've each got, all the big monsters have got one of these, so it takes up all the hexagon spaces. It's exactly the same for every single one so far I've discovered. So out of the, I've painted He-Man on Battle Cat, and obviously this dude, because you can see him. And I got a Skeletor to paint at some point with his Battle Cat. So yeah, pretty good. So from there I went on and I did this one, Many Faces. They're quite good fun doing these He-Man models, because you can kind of use the toys as reference and then go a little bit off-piste. So with this one, I just went for some interesting skin colours, just kind of a bit more, I don't know, it's not really, I don't know what it is, tanned, greyish, not human. And it's quite nice because they've got him kind of in the old skimpy trousers, but you haven't got his butt cheeks, which is quite nice. Who wants to see butt cheeks on their models? Not me. Especially when you've got to look at them from behind, it's all a bit weird. Okay, so Many Faces with his human face. You can't sadly turn the bit on top and make his face turn around. That would have been amazing, but you know, we've got to be grown up sometimes, ish. And then Stinkor. I've always liked Stinkor. I don't know why. He doesn't smell of anything. I haven't sprayed him with Lynx Africa or whatnot. So, yeah, he's just getting quite fun. A couple of oranges in there. I started doing grey feet to go with the skin, and I noticed that the toy had red feet, and I thought that's going to save me a lot of hassle. So yeah, I did that. So this is wave 2, the Tyrannosaurus, and then wave 3 is this is a good guy, Many Faces. This is a bad guy, Stinkor. I've also done Whiplash. This is probably the easiest one I've painted so far. It's all contrast, to be fair, and a little bit of highlighting, very little highlighting. Well, I think I did more work on the water and the actual model. But yeah, so that's Whiplash. So he's from wave 2. He's another bad guy. So I've got 2 bad guys. Sorry, wave 3. My mistake. So that's wave 3 bad guys. And then finally, what I was more worried about doing was Buzz Off, because he's yellows and browns. But I mean, I kept him as simple as possible. I'm not 100% happy with the weapons, but they're done. And sometimes that's the most important thing, is just to get it done. You end up sort of just humming and hawing too much on something, nothing gets done. A bit like me in housework. So, yes, I do a lot of humming and hawing, and nothing gets done. He's done though. I quite like him. He's come out quite nice. I think the yellow is nice and vibrant. That was using a contrast and a little dry brushing of a very, very light yellow. I can't remember the name off, I do apologise. So he's the good guy from wave 3. And then we've got these things here. These are the portals, and they are from, I'm trying to think what they're from now. I think they're from the good guys. Yeah, they're from the good guys. I'm pretty sure they're from the good guys. And then, so I'm doing a model a day, so I'm counting these as a model each, 1, 2. Because sometimes you do a big model like this, that counts as one model as well. So the idea is it'll average out. So if I'm running behind, I can do some small bits as a quick win. These are the energy portals. Kept them as simple as possible because at the end of the day they're terrains. I don't want them to outshine the minis. And I just want to keep it cartoony as well. So, quite a bit of fun actually. This is a very light grey with a Brazilian grey wash over the top, and then just highlighted back up again with the light grey. The tubes didn't mean to come out this colour, but they did. So yeah, again, nice easy wins there, so that's 3 of those. So let's have a bit of 40,000. And who's this? Well, so I'm doing a Phobos force, and it says in the codex that even the 10th chapter has chaplains. So I thought I need a chaplain that's been out there hitting the heads of a few Tyranids and whatnot. So this is the dude. It was a free STL off My Mini Factory. It was a promotion that someone did a while back, and I just managed to grab it, and it's been sat in my little file storage for a while, and I finally got around to printing him. So I printed him. This is a 3D printed jump pack on the back. Yeah, I didn't do much. I should have done a bit more work on that, but evenings go by quite quick, and so I wanted to get him done really. Yeah, he's quite cool. I quite like him actually. So he's going to be my chaplain on a jump pack. Reason being is I can just use him as a normal chaplain. No one's going to complain. And I'll use him as a jump pack because he's got a jump pack. Probably more often than not, because he can't really attach himself to any units in the Phobos armour. We really do need a Phobos chaplain. I'd love a Phobos chaplain. That'd be quite cool. But for now, you can just go jumping around on his jump pack and causing trouble. So yeah, make a bit of it interesting for games, fun games. Definitely not going to be tournament viable, because it'd just be a weak link in my force, and plus probably some tournaments won't let him. So what did I do from there? Well, I went a bit off piste, and I think I showed these in my last video in their resin form. This is from District 9. Fantastic film. Black undercoat, and then I gave it a wash over with orange paint mixed with water, just to get into all the cracks and crannies on it, and then I just gave it a dry brush of a very dark grey afterwards, just to hit the points and the edges, and then another lighter grey just on some of the edges just at the end, and then a bit of silver here and there. It's come out a bit shiny. My matte varnish and the cold weather here have not been the best of friends, so I might try and give it a little squish in the summertime with a bit of matte varnish and see if it just mats it down a bit. But c'est la vie. Yeah, I quite like him, and the bugs that go with him. So we got these dudes. These were really so easy to paint. Oh my god. So white undercoat, and then it's the skeleton horde contrast paint all over him, and then I got a sponge, and I sponged on some Mantis Warrior green just in places, just to give it a green tinge, and that was pretty much the skin done. Once the gun was painted, I went from a white undercoat up by adding the colours, and then at the end of it all I gave it all a Agrax Earthshade. The basis was an experiment, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to stick to it or not. I might do, because it's done. This dude here, same again, same as him. Bit of Blood Angels red round the clothing. So I might put a decal on the back at some point on there just to pop him out a bit. I don't need to. Got some unarmed. Now I've just printed some unarmed last night. And I'm going to put in these hands, I'm going to try and put some clubs and stuff, or like some shields and whatnot, just to sort of make them look like they picked up some trash to use as weapons, because they're not as lucky as the other guys to have weapons, really. I think that'd be quite befitting, really. So, got the other two, that's the other one. So, okay, there's not really anything spectacular to see at this point. I haven't painted underneath the bases, which is unlike me. And then obviously you've got the leader one, this is quite interesting. So the leader one, again, I did exactly like the others, and then I got a bit of maybe it was the orange, I forgot what it's called now, fiery orange, no, Griffhound orange contrast, and I just sponged it on in a few places, like as in wall paint or just a bit of age. Oh, I did down the back as well, so that when I'm playing a game, I can see that he's the leader of the squad, and so the idea is that he's kind of a bit more leadery. He's got finger pointing, I know, but sometimes if your eyesight isn't as bad as mine, you kind of need a bit more of a visual reference. And then this one, quite a fun one. This one is the only one that's got this gun, and he printed wrong. It's basically his leg stopped printing around here. So I got a bit of, I had a bit of, sorry, my phone just flashed up saying it was running out of battery. So I had my Christmas chocolate left on my table with its little tassel which attached it to the Christmas tree. So I used that and then just a bit of another model to make this kind of leg thing. And then the shoe is off another misprinted model. I just cut the shoe off it and put it on there. And try to paint it like a kind of like a trainer, a sci-fi trainer. Just I thought it'd be quite funny. All them cobbling together a fake leg. And so he's had he got a bit of combat experience. He's lost a leg, but he's still going to go forward. If you really get a chance, and if you want me to, just let me know down below. And we're going to have a talk about the weapons that they use. So I think people call them the prawns from District 9. So yeah. Their weapons are amazing. So, I mean, just a quick overview. This one here is like a machine gun, and it kind of, from what I understand, it uses these gas canisters along top as a propellant. So it fires one, and it'll fire some shots. It fires two, fires more shots, and it can fire them in succession to kind of create this rapid fire. So it goes. So I presume that the shells are kind of stored inside somewhere, and then it uses the propellant just to fire them. So I need to look a bit more into it, but if you want me to, I can do. The one on this guy here are just bigger versions of it, effectively, and they've just got more canisters so it can fire at a more rapid rate and more powerful. It probably uses the same technology on the legs here as well, where it just fires like the gas or propellant through the legs to make them go up and down a bit. And then this weapon here is, oh my god, I don't even know how to describe it. It kind of creates an electrical field that fires, and kind of it just makes big holes in things. Mostly if it's biological, it just makes a big hole. And if it kind of skims you, it will just like leave a gash in your arm. But if it actually hits you in the body, it's effectively going to disintegrate you with a hole probably the size of a football, which you ain't going to get up from. So pretty nasty weaponry. There's quite a lot of background to the District 9 stuff. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what I painted this week. So, I can't remember how many I did last week. I'd have to look at the other video, but I'm not going to. Right, so let's go and see how many we've done then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're on game there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and a cheeky 17, 18 models in 7 days. So I'm ahead of the game, but I can't relax on that. I need to keep going. The idea is to get at least a model done today. Then if I've got to go travelling or anything like that, or just life does what it does, or you get ill, at least I've got a few days where I don't have to paint and I'm ahead of the game. So working with that in mind at the moment. So what am I going to be painting next? Well, I'm going to paint some more prawns. One, because I'm really into the moment, and I know I've kind of got how to paint them buttoned down, I feel. And I want to get started on this. I don't like where it's going. I'm happy with the skin to an extent. But I'm not feeling it, which is a shame because I really love this model. I'm just really not feeling it. So I'm going to get rid of all this darkness, the dark greys and stuff, and I'm probably going to take them up to browns. Yeah, so I got him and his friends. I say friends. brothers and sisters in arms. There's his brothers, and there's his little sister. Trying to give a high five. Yeah, so I got them to do. Idea is really kind of for. I'm working on a game for like Hero Quest, but not Hero Quest. So the idea is you have a little war band, and then you go out and you try and do adventures with your little war band. And you can either do your war band and a friend's war band against like a dungeon, or you can have your war band versus your friend's war band in a dungeon. And you can also have your war band versus your friend's war band in a dungeon with monsters. So that's the idea at the moment. How big will the war band be? I'm not sure. I want it to be enough so I want you to have some chaff in there, so you can kind of just throw some chaff in to sort of help get your characters out of a bad situation. And you always have some chaff. You always got, you know, your the least favourite one in the group, haven't you? You know, the one's a bit slow. I don't know. You're gonna have somebody in there, aren't you? That's not so good. So you're gonna have to have some cheap chaff, I think. Yeah. So that's gonna be quite fun. But that's only 4 models. What am I gonna do for the other 3? Well, like I said, I got the prawns to do. So the prints I did have not come out very well for the prawns. Let's go back to my chaplain, because he's probably more interesting to most people than the rest of them. Falling over. So there's my chaplain. So I'm going to do small prawns. No, they didn't all print though. It's a bit cold here. It's just snowing at the moment. And my printer is 5 floors down in a cellar. Maybe 6 floors down, if you count the floor down to the cellar. So yes, it's a bit cold down there, and they were printing all right, and then they kind of got a bit cold last night and decided to stop printing. So some of them haven't printed. I did print another walker that was a mirror of this one here. So I've done a mirror print of that, but all of the legs hasn't printed. So I'm gonna have to do a file with my next print with just a odd leg in there. Just to try and reprint the leg. I'll put some extra supports on it just to make sure. But yeah, but look how colourful it is. It's all very colourful. Look at those. I think that's what I really enjoy about the He-Man models. It's really out of my normal way of painting. I don't normally paint like that. I don't normally use such bright colours. So it's been quite a fun experience. I kind of more like the prawn style painting. This is more my style painting really, kind of quite simple, no highlights. Nothing like that. I paint way too many Space Marines. I don't know why. I'll show you my army one day. It's mostly Phobos. It's way too many points. I don't even play the game. But I really want to play Kill Team. So, yeah, that's something. I can show you some of my Kill Teams I've made. I don't know if they're any good. My next Kill Team I'm going to do is going to be the Custodes. Which is not going to be very many models, but it's going to be quite easy to do. So I could probably do 2 a day on those. We'll see, but it's only like, I think I've only got 6 to print, so I found some really nice sculpts of them to print, so we'll print them out and see how they come out, see if they look any good. If they're not any good, then I'll just go on and buy a box set, because one box set is 5 models, which is more enough for a kill team. So yeah, you notice I haven't done the eyes. If you've looked at other videos, you'll know that all my guys have black eyeballs, which was a great idea at first until it comes to half masks and stuff like that. And then it just looks like I've been lazy, which is kind of right, kind of true. Yeah, right. Anyway, there we are. So I hope you enjoyed that. And until next week. So I can't remember what I said. I painted now. I painted a lot. I'm well over, I think, 20 models now. And it is the 17th of January. So next one, what I'll do is I'll do a total count up of all the models. And maybe put them all out on display where I've got to so far since the beginning of this year. I don't like to fiddle around with them too much because 3D printing is fantastic. It's really good. Unfortunately, I have to use water washable just because of my location. And they're a bit, what's the word, brittle. Brittle is probably the best word, brittle. I have found a way of making them less brittle, which is not expensive, but it's just a bit more time consuming. And that is soaking them in water for quite a long time and then letting them dry naturally before you you cure them. which means I've just got to sit around in the cellar for a day or two. Which is no harm, because I'm busy most mornings apart from the weekend, so yeah, I can't do much with them anyway. And then the kids will be home soon, so that's why I'm doing the video now as quickly as I can before the kids come and go. Rah! Right, I'm rambling. Stop it. Just put it down, Matt. Please stop rambling. Don't ramble. We don't want you rambling. It's horrible. It does my head in. Right. Anything you want me to talk about, just let me know. Maybe I can talk about the latest release of Games Workshop and what I think about the old, the reback of Warhammer. Do you want to hear that? Because everyone else is talking about it. Do you really need my thoughts on it? I don't think you do. I think you'd rather just see the crap I'm painting. And if you want to know how I painted anything that you've seen so far in particular, or you'd like a video on how I've done something or other, then let me know down below and I can see if I can do something special just for you. If you actually look, I'm not actually looking at you, I'm looking at my camera, but my camera is nowhere near where I think it is on my phone. Where is my camera on my phone? I'm so old. I don't understand technology. Right. Ciao for now. Have fun. Bye.